Got a race car that needs to look as fast as it runs? John Boy's Restoration brings race cars back to life with clean professional restoration and detailing work you can trust. Located at 147 Thrasher Street in Bowersville, Georgia, they focus on high-quality results for race cars, project builds, and show vehicles. From restoring faded paint to deep detailing and finishing work, every job is done with care and precision. If you want your car to stand out on the track or at any event, this is the place. Call 706-436-4119. That's 706-436-4119. John Boy's Restoration, clean work, strong results, built for race cars.
Looking to build your dream home in the mountains of North Carolina? At Parton Home Builders, we bring craftsmanship, quality, and your vision together, creating homes that are built to last and designed just for you. Located in Black Mountain, we specialize in custom homes, renovations, and dependable construction you can trust. From the first blueprint to the final nail, our team is with you every step of the way. Whether you're starting fresh or upgrading your current space, choose a builder who puts your needs first. Visit us at 417 South Occoneechee Avenue in Black Mountain, North Carolina. Call today at 828-243-6609. Parton Home Builders. Building your future, one home at a time.
Hello, racers. Welcome to the Union County Dragway page. I'm here to tell you about something that's brand new here at Union County Dragway, and this is coming out of the mind of John Bartunek and Union Dragway. It's a pretty cool deal I'm about to show you. Hot off the press here in this pouch, we have some brand new poker chips, and I'm going to show you a random one right here. On this side, State of the Union, Union County Dragway Point Series, and on the back side, this is what the top eliminator winner will get, right? $5,000 to the winner. And we have a bunch of these chips, and they're going to go in a hat for the draw. And I know you're saying, well, Steve, we're already getting $5,000. What big news do you have? Well, how about this? Another chip goes in the hat, $7,500 if that chip is drawn. In our top eliminator category, based on 50 cars, again, top eliminator based on 50 cars, and we're going to draw this at each of our races at the beginning of the race, right after our national anthem and the open invocation. And we'll have the previous winner, which race number 1 was Paul Mosley. Paul Mosley will come up, and he'll draw out of that hat and see what you guys are racing for in top eliminator category. Again, based on 50 cars, right? So put that added pressure on Paul when he gets up there to draw. Now, Paul's not there. I imagine we'll go to the runner-up in the first race and so on. We're going to do that at every single race. Now, if we draw out of a hat, and here we go, and Paul draws, and he gets this amount right there, what is it, 5,000? Well, here's what's going to happen. That chip goes out for the next draw. Now the odds increase as we progress, and the races get, few left, whatever, and then you might get that $7,500. A lot of money, man, and I think it's a great deal on top of an already great pot. So we're looking forward to that. And Paul, make sure you're there, and all you racers put the pressure on him to draw you something good right there. But if not, the racer of race number 2 coming up in just a couple of weeks, we'll draw for race number 3 right at the beginning of that race, and we're going to do it and so on. Hey, don't forget about our Friday night fights. Friday night fights are happening on the Friday before the Saturday Point Series race, so make sure you're out there. There's a lot of money on that, a big gamblers race, and we have a great sponsor on board as well. And make sure you're there, and we're all going to congregate and have a big party there for that Friday night fights and our Saturday State of the Union Point Series race. So please like this video, share it, let everybody know, man, about this money right here. It's a great deal. It's a pretty cool thing, man, I think. A lot of gamble in the heart right there, isn't it? So come on out here, like and share, and show that $7,500 and come get some. Good luck.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Good, Tom. How about you?
Fat Rabbit and Sticks coming at you live. We still kicking, man. I hate to see old Ronnie pass. He been looking rough last. He's had a rough time the last month or so. I don't, just one of them things. But I remember him when I was a kid, boy. He had a little white '68 Mustang. Being from the Blue Oval family, he's always a hero of mine. I guess him and old Chucky, old Charles Head, they getting the talk racing again, But
Yeah, I mean, you always associated the Blue Ovals with Ronnie and Little Ronnie and Trey. So, but I also, the thoughts that always another thought always come to my mind. I mean, they done the grading business, and I mean, obviously that was a family business. So I mean,
yeah.
Big Ronnie obviously worked hard and had good work values, and that's been passed down through the generations as well. So great man, great values. The Blue Oval, I mean, I'll let it slip for now, but yeah, you like that. But anyway, but no, my thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of Big Ronnie for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We had some other people we was gonna mention, didn't we?
Yeah, want to mention. Speaking of loss of loved ones, want to give a recognition to Caleb Dix. He's a former TCR champion at Greer and been competing in the sportsman category the last couple of years. Had a family member pass away. I think if I read right, the services are this Saturday, so he's going to miss being at Greer, which completely understandable. And then a name that's known throughout this area is Lee White. I mean, I can remember that name when he first started out, nitrous and out there banging and popping and carrying on. But anyway, he's obviously learned over the years, and he's took that expertise and knowledge, and now he's used on a lot of these tuners. He's to tune some of the pro mod stuff, the radial tire cars and all. So he was involved in a side-by-side accident, and I want to remember him in our thoughts. He's recovering, but it sounds like it's going to be a kind of a long road back to full health. But anyway, want to mention those for sure.
I guess we get into the results. I guess the big thing this week, the rain kind of shut a lot of things down, and the no-brainer Friday and Saturday race at Shadyside, and then they had the chase for the championship on Sunday. Was able to get it run. The pro, the winner was Jim Wood over Chad Dotson. You've been doing good up there this year. That's probably the first run you've lost, ain't it?
No, I've lost before. So, but fortunate to make it through to the finals there, and just made a bad lap, but that happens. So, Congratulations.
But anyway, Jim Wood picked the win up in pro, Super Pro. Joey Dotson over Billy Buchanan, and Joey. I mean, he is just on cloud nine right now. He's always been good, but he's just hotter than a firecracker right now.
Well, speaking of crew chiefs, I think we saw this week why he's on, right?
Definitely. The best promo I think we've had. That when he let go of that button and he looked, and that's Trips. Definitely the best. Old Chase. He's bad. Anyway, the sportsman Robbie Philbeck over Jim Wood again. Jim was trying to double up for the day. Junior dragster was Cameron Nunnery over Hunter Buchanan. So it looked like the Buchanans was having a good day. You just come up short. TCR was Hunter Buchanan, got the win there. Runner up was Blaise Loses. I guess I'm saying it right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know Blaise's last name, but You talking about a good kid though. That Blaze, he's new. Him, his dad, kind of. I mean, they've been hanging around Shady Side, but Blaze is really taking up this TCR class. You can tell he's learning. And he's asking the right questions, and he's asking the right people the right questions too.
Yeah.
So, I hope he can stay with it and stays interested in it. But yeah, Blaze is doing really well.
That's good. That's good. What you got?
About the only other action that was going on in the area was the NHRA, the 41st annual Southern Nationals. I know we used to associate that with Atlanta Dragway. They carried that banner down to South Georgia Motorsports Park, and we'll recognize some of the winners and runner-up there. In Super Comp, it was Sherman Adcock, being from Georgia, over Lauren Freer. Lauren has just been on a heater here lately in the NHRA stuff, Super Comp, Super Gas. So made herself to another final there. Super Gas was Tracy Barnes over Chris Lewis. Top dragster was Downtown James Brown over Chris Rowe. James Brown, I hate Rusty couldn't be on here tonight. Joel and James, they always kind of hit it off good. Got to know each other pretty good through the B&M series, but anyways, good. And James has got a few trips around the sun as well. He ain't a young guy, so good to see him still turning on win lights. In stock eliminator, it was Michael Brand. That's also he has come to Greer for the 10K foot brake race, so I think he's another Georgia native. Let me take it back. I think he's moved, but he was from the Georgia area. So, anyway, Michael Brand picks up the win in stock over a name everybody's probably heard before, Dan Fletcher. And much like with Jim Woods, Dan Fletcher was not to be denied in super stock as he picked up his 110th national event win over Casey Smith. So, Dan's quickly approaching Tom Thompson's national event win and record level there, but 110, that's impressive. So
it is. That sure is.
But that was I guess that was the first time South Georgia has hosted a national event. I mean, they had the divisional there a few weeks ago and has done that over the past few years. But with good cool air and all that, I think there was a lot of records set and stuff with some of the speeds and ETs, but sound like they had a successful event there.
Yeah. Speaking of Rusty, I hate he didn't make it tonight, but I think they were getting ready to make a trip to Texas, wasn't they?
Yeah, he's put me in a bad spot here. I mean, 2 weeks ago, y'all let me, y'all brought Hank on and let him do the show. Me and Amy went out on a date, and last week, without having the show, me and Amy got to go out again. So she was really looking forward to going out again tonight. Okay. I break the bad news to her that I had to be on the Fat Rabbits show. So Rusty put me in a bad spot. So he'll have to do something to make it up for me, hopefully.
Well, we gonna have Noda on tonight and talk with her. We got Mother's Day coming up, and I think they got a lot of things going on at Ware Shoals. She's gonna talk about. I'm gonna bring her on if she's ready to go.
I'm ready.
Hey girl, you ready? You sound good. How you doing?
I am wonderful. How are y'all?
Well, you fixed up?
I'm fixed up. Rafe to the rescue.
I'm glad to hear that.
Anyway, yeah, we want to wish all these mothers a happy Mother's Day coming up.
Oh yeah.
And most everybody calls me mom at the racetrack anyway, because I am like y'all's mother.
Oh yeah, I was me and Rusty was talking just the different generations that you've been around. You've been around us all. I know you watched me grow up, Rusty and them, and I was talking with Lisa Brazier, and she was talking about how you watched her grow up. She grew up at the racetrack. Is my voice sounding okay? I hear an echo.
No, it sounds good to me.
Okay.
Well, speaking of being a mother, that was kind of the direction I was going to go with one of my questions. I mean, I know my mom had to give me some spankings when I misbehaved. Now, have you ever give Tom any spankings when he misbehaved?
She's had to get on to you probably
I
time
probably
too.
want to, but I don't think I ever had to.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a pretty good young.
He probably deserved some. You was just nice
He
enough.
probably did. He probably did.
Probably more so when I was an adult than a kid, though. Probably. How long have you been? How long have you and Rayford been married?
55 years this year.
Lord have mercy.
The older than you are, huh?
How long have you been involved in the track operation? Did you work there from the beginning? I know the last 30 years that I know of, you from the paying to come in to the working the staging lanes. I've seen you at the ticket shack.
Yeah, I've been, actually,
concession stand.
Yeah, I started in the concession stand when I was 15 years old.
Really?
And then after Rayford, and we got it back in like 89. We opened it back up. It didn't take but a couple of years, and Rayford decided it would be better paying y'all.
Yeah.
So I've been.
Yeah. You worked everything. I haven't seen you up there announcing though. Have you announced anything?
I
have.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Well, I know I've seen you work hard. You're a hard working lady. You don't let up. You put in the work over there.
Sometimes.
What all's happening at Ware Shows? Somebody's telling me y'all got scoreboards lighting up down there, and y'all got.
We got to get some more bulbs to replace burned out bulbs, but yeah, that's happening. We trying to dress up some things, make it look pretty again, and got some new sponsors coming in, got people willing to help and do things. We got a lot of people actually stepping up, might not be doing great big things, but a lot of little.
Hey, everybody together, it's showing. I think I see y'all got a good purse down there now, and y'all had a pretty. I think I talked somebody Sunday, and y'all had a decent car count down there, and I feel like it's going to grow. And I'd love to see y'all get back to the days of old.
Yeah, I think we will.
And I can always remember. I'm not a local, so to say, from Ware Shows, but I always remember you all to help out at the bracket finals a lot too, right?
Oh yeah. I did. Like back when Bill Bader and Sherry, I worked for them a lot.
So was you like hired through IHRA, or is it just a matter of you being associated with Ware Shows?
Well, no, IHRA actually hired me just to come do bracket finals for them. Like I worked at Darlington, I worked at Piedmont and different places, Rockingham. Okay. But yeah, I enjoyed doing that too.
Okay.
I hadn't done it in a while, but yeah, I used to do lots and lots of stuff.
Well, I know y'all had the best ticket shack lady in the world when your mom run in. That was my favorite.
Get Granny, can't we?
Yeah.
They put $1 in this crippled little hand. She could get y'all to buy them 50-50 tickets, couldn't she? Yeah.
Well, how has racing changed over the years? Has people got where they complain more or less, or has?
Well, no, it's about the same. You got to take the good. I mean, most everybody's always real good to me. I have had very, very few people that's been ugly to me, but most of the time you just smile and you go on, because I've heard it all.
I bet so.
And you just take it as it comes.
Ain't y'all got a flashlight frenzy coming up or something?
May the 16th. That's like no prep flashlight frenzy, and seems to be pretty.
Y'all have a pretty good crowd on that.
Yes, we do.
Now, what about Eric Webster Promotions? His 7-0 Friday night. I think on the 29th, I think he's got another 7-0.
Yeah.
Race number 2 is
up to the plate. He's getting more sponsors for that. He's getting pretty good purse in that too. And like I said, he's handling that and keeping up with the points for it. And,
well, that's good. I'm glad to see that, and I hope it turns into something good for him. I think it will. I think it will grow. But
now the other week y'all had a tractor pull. Are you involved with working with it as well?
Just the concession stand. No, Rafe does that. That was a pretty good show too.
Well, I was gonna say, do you enjoy it as drag racing, or is drag racing kind of?
No, drag racing. I love my drag.
There you go.
And I got to give you a shout out on them burgers too. I know that she got some good burgers over at the stand.
Yeah, I'm still making that homemade hot dog chili too.
I'm hungry thinking about it.
Yeah, I know. They everybody comes to. They say they come to eat sometimes instead of coming to race.
Being a mother, being a woman, I know I've talked with Dallas just like and me. I've got a girlfriend now, and just going to the races, it takes so much time. I mean, obviously you're dedicated into what you're doing, but was that tough every weekend being tied to the racetrack?
I'm gonna be honest. No, not really, because I love the sport.
Yeah.
And I love being at the racetrack, and it's just always just come natural, I guess. To I enjoy my job. I enjoy being there, and I enjoy seeing all y'all smiling faces whenever y'all.
Wow.
Is there one? You
put the whole family to work?
Yeah.
Is there one moment that stands out to you that's just kind of like your favorite memory from one of the shows?
Let's say, well, probably like Lisa Brasher probably is. She's a good. I mean, they're all wonderful mothers, but she's kind of special.
I hear you.
Or she is special, not kind of special. But,
where was you
Bonnie and Tom's mama, Bonnie. We used to get along good with her too. Back in the day.
Yeah, but they were fun days. We've had a lot of fun down there.
Yeah.
Where was you standing at when Bobby Lagana blasted off down the track?
I was probably in the concession stand for me. I was close though. It was nice though. I enjoyed that too.
I was checking these comments. I wasn't paying. I got to run in my mouth. I wasn't paying them no attention. But you got Jeff Taylor said he was watching. Eddie Nauda's the best. And he's right. Eddie Atwood.
Yes, Eddie. Yeah.
Robbie Philbeck says I'm gonna get back to wire shows.
There you go. Come on.
And, Willie William Mulligan, we may have to get involved.
Yeah, Willie's been coming. He hadn't been this year, but he's coming a little bit last year, Friday nights.
Somebody has to make y'all work.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you, and I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. And I thank you over the years, everything you've done for me and my family. You've always been really good. And like I said, sounds like good things is coming back to where shows. If you get a little Rafe, keep him rolling, and I think you're going to be good. You're going to be good. But I appreciate
we got a race coming up this weekend too.
Yeah, that's another thing. I was looking at my schedule. Y'all got a points race coming up, and bucket race. So come down there. I guess you're gonna do your Friday night and Saturday. Yeah. But I hope y'all have a good turnout, and then we'll be posting results for you.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. You be good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Be good. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
That's pretty good.
Was you down there when Bobby Lagana blasted off?
I wasn't down there then. I wasn't down there.
I'd like to see the flames going down through there. That'd been cool to see. So.
I would have liked to have been down there when Kai Kelly was down there. I would have liked to have been down there around all that, but he's had some celebrities down there at Wire Shoals. He's had them and you. I think your win record down there's pretty good too, ain't it? Ain't you about a 2-0 or 3-0 guy? Last 3 times? I think so.
I did want to finally mark it off my bucket list to say I finally won at Wire Shoals. So shout out to Nikita Thompson. I had to run her in the finals. So anyway, but I'm glad we made it to the finals. But yeah, I was able to win my first race at Wire Shoals against her. So
Patrick Patterson said he shut it off at the 500-foot mark from the finish line.
I'd have shut it off at 100 foot.
Lord. Well, we got the man with the plan, Jim Woods.
The legend.
The legend.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Jim.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
Chad was talking about Wire Shoals. I don't think he's lost a round in the last 3 years at Wire Shoals.
Oh, God. Come on now.
I think he won every race he went to.
He did. He did.
This show ain't about me, Jim.
Okay. Well, I was one of your victims.
How many laps have you made down Wire Shoals over the years, Jim?
Gosh, probably 10,000. When I first started racing, I started at Wire Shoals.
Okay.
And back, you could race 4 days a week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday at Greer, Friday at Wire Shoals, Saturday at either Greer or Wire Shoals, and Sunday at Shadyside.
Yep.
Well, I put a Cadillac radiator in my El Camino, and I'd make 15 to 20 passes a night on grudge night. I mean, on practice night, Thursdays and Fridays. And I didn't care what the car ran. All I wanted to do was cut that light. I figured if I could cut a light, I could work the other end of the track a little bit. And it really helped. These guys that build their motors every 40 or 50 passes, shoot, I'd do that in a weekend. And I buy everybody else's wore out stuff. I'd have 2 or 3 sets of tires that people threw away. They thought they wore out. Not for me. As long as the cord wasn't showing, I could use them for.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
What? How many years has that been, Jim?
I started drag racing in 91. I was 44 or 45 years old before I made my first pass down the track. And I tried a couple years of dirt track racing, and Richard Johnson, I don't know if you ever remember him or not, but his daughter used to run a dragster, a 6-cylinder dragster. But anyway, he told me to go over to Wire Shoals, and I went over there, and I think the second race I raced over there, I won. And they were paying $500 to win. And somebody said, go up and ask the guy if he wants to split the money. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, you always split the money in the final, A lot of times they split. And I went over to the guy, and he said, nah. And coming down out of the tower when I got to $500, because he red lighted, he had a 100 red. I was hooked. I mean, from then on, I was hooked. I done won me a race. I figured I could do this stuff. Nowadays, shoot, man, you got all the Chad Dotsons in the world. I mean, the guys everywhere you go now. There ain't no ducks anymore. It don't matter what track you go to, you got that group of guys that are, the hitters and everything. And that's probably one of the main reasons why I used to travel a lot, so I didn't have to race the same guys every week. And I ended up pretty good at it. I mean, I won some races. You run the same guys every week. They figure you out, and you kind of figure them out. And it's nowadays when I lose, it's by triple O or double O. They used to go my way.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, they've been the other way. But it's still fun. I still love it. It's just as long as my boys can keep my car running, and I can get in and out of it. I can't load and unload it anymore. I got to have help. But I can sit in that seat. If I can open the door and sit in that seat, I'm okay.
I want to talk about some of you traveling, but I want to back up a little bit here. I mean,
Right.
you said you started out in El Camino. I mean, how many? I can think of 4 different cars I've seen you race in. Maybe I'm missing some. How many different race cars have you had over the years?
I've had, I think 5 different ones. I had the El Camino, and then I got a Nova from Jeff Taylor.
Yeah.
I run it for a while. I had a Oldsmobile Cutlass, a white Cutlass.
Okay.
And then I got the Chevelle.
Well.
And the Chevelle, it was bad, man. I wore it out. I would have had to rebuild the thing. And the grandkids were getting ready to run junior dragster, and my son needed something to haul them around in, and the Chevelle was wore out, and I just had blowed the motor up in it, so I sold it. And after that, I had a Camaro that a fellow let me use. I used it for 3 or 4 years, and then he sold it, and I quit. And then along come this car here. A buddy of mine said, "Let's go racing," and we went down, and Randy Armstrong used to own it. That was a bad car. I mean, he'd win, and no matter where he run with that car. But I had to do a lot of changing on it to suit me, and maybe I screwed up, but I wish it was a foot brake car, but it's a trans brake car, really. The foot brake part, I guess I'm gonna have to work a little harder on.
Steve Tenfield saying, didn't he have a Camaro? Did you
Yeah.
ever have a Camaro?
Yeah, 68 Camaro. That belonged to a friend of mine. That his wife didn't want him to race, so he let me run it for a few years.
I was trying to remember Randy's name, but I remember he ran down to Carolina and stuff with it, right?
Yeah, Carolina, the Coalition or the B&M. The B&M series and the Coalition series was great. When I won the foot brake, the Super Pro foot brake in it. I don't know if you remember that day or not, because you was there. You the one put me out in foot brake class that day. And then I come back in Sunday, and I won the foot brake class.
I remember you won the you. They've been just a few people that I can remember that stuck. Chris Plott back around that time was a bad boy. I've seen him roll in the Piedmont and win foot braking in pro and win. I seen you, and then I guess the next person I really seen do stuff like that was amazing was Jay Norris. He had foot braking.
Yeah, Jay bad, yeah.
But I rank you. I've talked about you winning at Piedmont, and I don't even think. I think you got all the money that day. You didn't even get in on the split.
Final, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember that. I was there. I seen that.
It was so much fun when I staged up and the people are standing on the fences. It looked like all the way to the end of the track, and they were passing money out. Everybody was betting and everything. I had 2 or 3 of them come up to me and say, "I won $1,000 on you today." I said, "Well, where's my cut?" And the great part of it, after the race was over, everybody that I beat that day, foot brake, and come over there and congratulate me. And half of them brought beer over there. So what do? We partied all night long. And here I had about an hour and a half sleep, and I got to race Sunday, and ended up winning Sunday. So when it's your day, it's your day.
I see people talking about you winning the bracket finals in '98.
Yeah.
In the Camaro.
Yeah.
Is that?
That was a six. No, that was another Camaro I had. I forgot all about that one. I retired it after that race. Matter of fact, I won the bracket finals in it, and coming up the return road, I got in the infield and pulled a Dale Earnhardt. I did wheelies all the way from the ET shack to where I got my picture to it. I mean, I tore that infield up, right? I go back down there the next weekend and blow the motor in the car, and I pull the heads off. It had an 1/8 of an inch thick sand on top of the piston.
Oh my God!
It hydraulic then. Yeah, but I run Steve Taylor in the final. Steve come up to me I think there's about 10 or 12 cars left, and he'd been running the left lane, and I run the right lane 18 times that weekend. I never did run the left lane. And I always went up first. When they called us out, I was first in line. And Steve been running the left lane all day long. He come around there at 10 or 12 cars and pulls in behind me. He gets out of the car, and this is Steve Taylor. He says, "Jim, I ain't going to run you this round. Because if I run you this round, we ain't going to be able to meet in the finals." I'd be danged if we didn't meet in the finals. He's 03 and dead on, and I'm 005 tapping the brakes and almost give it back to him. I think I only beat him by 007 or something. But it was fantastic. You know, Steve, probably one of the best racers I ever seen.
I would say he was another tough one, yeah.
Now, I seen him at Super Chevy at Rockingham. I think he won all 3 classes one year. Super Chevy.
Now, talking about your cars and stuff now.
I can't hardly hear you, Chad. It's raining so hard.
I'm sorry. I said, talking about some of your cars and stuff and combinations you've had. Now, is it right? You told me you would just go buy motors from Advanced Auto Parts and put in your car?
I did. I put in the Chevelle, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I
give $1,200 for a long block. And I pulled a cam out of it, put a comp 292 500 lift cam hydraulic, pulled the heads, replaced the springs. I've got the cam kit, and throwed it in there and run it for 6.5 years. $1,200 motor. And I can't tell you how many times that motor went down that track. I'm serious, because I know back then I was putting 1,000 runs a year. I know I was going down track 1,000 times. But I just stayed in the staging lane. I built that car to stay in the staging lanes and get as many runs as I could get in, and it worked. I mean, I used to have the boys, my 3 boys, sit in the stands and write the ET and reaction time for every car that went down track in my class. So if they pulled alongside of me in eliminations, I'd know if they're sandbagging or not. And if you're sandbagging and I know it, you're mine. I'm serious. You know, I mean, just as long as I know you're sandbagging. When I run Troy Williams Jr. for $5,000 in Montgomery, Alabama, George, the B&M race, the first $5,000 race, foot brake race he ever held, and I ended up running Troy Williams Jr. in the finals, and he had a Nova, 72, 73 Nova, black one, and he run 820s, but he had nitrous.
He did.
I watched him all day long, and he just hit the nitrous and hit the brakes, hit the nitrous and hit the brakes. Well, my Chevelle was running 770s, I think 777, and I dialed 787 in the final round.
Oh,
and I guess he wasn't watching me, you know, but I was watching him, and I know he was going to take the finish line. And so between the cones, I think the front bumper, the Chevelle hit the concrete. I hit the brakes the day gone hard. He broke out like 15 numbers or something, you know.
Lord.
Now, talking about the B&M, what year did you win the championship in it?
Gosh, I'm not sure. They had 17 races that year, and I won 7 of them. I won 2 at 2 at Bristol, 2 at Commerce, 2 at Rockingham, and 1 at Darlington that year. I can't. It has to be like 2002, 2003, right in that area. Because that's when I was really hot in that Chevelle. But
I said you ran against. There was that was a hardcore group of racers. I mean,
man, what you talking about?
In Series 2.
I'm all over the place, you know. It just Richard Alford called me when I was in Bristol. No, going to Bristol. He said, "How many points you got?" And I told him how many points I got because the office was right up there in Plot. And he said, "I ain't going." He said, "You know, I was probably like a race ahead of him, you know, and everything." But he called me, asked me if I was going and how many points I had, and I said, I told him what it was, and he said, "I ain't going." And then I ended up winning 2 races up there.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it was. When you're on, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you had all them guys out of Alabama, Dole K,
Dole K, and
Jared.
I wish I could remember all them names, you know.
Yeah.
But they're, you know, now the foot brake, and I wish they'd let me use a trans brake at some of these big races, like, you know, I mean, I really do, because I can't hardly compete with the foot breakers now. They at the big races. And I used to love a 2 or 3 day race, especially the 3-day races. Just get settled in and have a good time, you know, and race and watch a little bit of racing and stuff. But it ain't like that anymore. Now I got to worry about whether the car's going down the track or not, you know. You know, guys like you. I mean, I know that you're all talking to me and everything, but guys like you that are so awesome and so consistent. My car ain't never been consistent, and I've won a lot of races, but my car ain't never been consistent. It's always the starting line. Right. If I can cut a light, you know, I used to, it was all the other end. I used to mirror drive. That's the way I raced. I mirror drove. In right lane, I like that mirror on that door. You know, if you put me in the left lane, you probably had a good chance of winning, you know, but I'm learning the left lane too, you know. I mean, I got where I was prepared for either lane. Didn't make a daggone whether it's right or left or whatever. But I try to put you in the lane that you don't want. That's where I'm at. You know, I don't care which lane I get in. I try to put you in the lane that might give you a little bit of trouble. And it worked Sunday, you know. I mean, but it don't work all the time.
You run the different classes and stuff. You talk about your car's consistent. Are you on gas or E85 or
airplane gas? I tried the E85 and I didn't like the way it acted. I didn't like the way in cooler weather it cranked. And my engine, see, I ain't never had a good engine. Like right now, this engine here is a dish top motor, you know, and it ain't like if I had higher compression on it, it'd probably like the E85, but it likes the airplane gas. It don't like the E85, so I took it off. Went back to airplane. Plus, it's cheaper. You know, the racing gas got crazy. I mean, well, all the gas got crazy, but I mean, $4.50, $5 a gallon for racing gas at the airport. You know, that helps on expenses.
Do you know how many track championships and championships altogether you've won? Do you keep up with that, or?
Well, I do. I got 13 track championships. Got the bracket finals. Got the B&M. I can't think of, you know. It's hard to think. I used to keep records. I used to write all this stuff down. I wish I was like old Gary Burrell. He's got everything from his first race, I believe, you know, and he could write a book about it and be a millionaire if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But I figured as much as I raced 2 different classes or stayed in the staging lanes, you know, from our practice runs and stuff, there wouldn't be no sense in writing it down. I knew in the Chevelle, if I run a 780 in my first practice run, and I won the race, it'd be a 768 or 770 because it's going to pick up 10 to 12 numbers during that race. I knew that. I mean, that's the only way I could dial it in. I knew it was going to do. I never had gas. I always had a 20-gallon gas tank on it, so I didn't have to worry about putting gas in it or anything. And I guess as the air turned cooler, and I always kept. I run a Holley 750 vacuum secondary carburetor, tied the back two barrels off where they didn't even work. I know the gas in the back two barrels had to be 15 years old because I never used them. I just changed tie straps every once in a while, make sure it didn't break and open up, But I always run it on two barrel, and there was always a little hair on the rich side. Now I run a 4 barrel, and I'm thinking about going back to the 2 barrel. Jeff Taylor showed me you could run a 2 barrel and kick some butt with it,
Okay. What's the farthest away from home you've traveled to race? What's the farthest away?
Orlando, Florida. I went down there on a Friday night, went down there and lost both rounds. On Saturday, there was a 2-day race. I lost and bought back and lost. And one of my sons was with me and a friend of mine, and they voted to go to the beach instead of race Sunday since I didn't win a round, So we drove to Daytona Beach with the race car on the trailer and went down on the beach and played all day on Sunday instead of racing. I think that's the first. Alabama, Tennessee, of course, North and South Carolina, and I went to the bracket finals in Gainesville. I won the track championship twice at Darlington and went down there. And both times the transmission started slipping when I was getting down in the, the big time. I never had a good transmission until I had this car anyway. I used the Vega converters. You ever use them? And $90 or something. It lasts a month, every month I'd pull the transmission out and put a new Vega converter in. Now I got a converter I've been using for 6.5 years. I keep waiting for it to break, but it's holding up.
I was thinking about when you going back to some of the B&M stuff. I was thinking about some of the names. I mentioned a few of them, but then there's a couple of them I hadn't thought about in a long time. And like Randall Root. I don't know whatever happened to him. I know Tom would like him because he's a diehard Ford guy. So.
Yeah.
But didn't she travel around with you, George?
She did, yeah. They passed away, her and Bob. But we used to go down there all the time, and that's who we parked with at Carolina Dragway. Grandma, I taught her let me tell you a story about her. We're at the B&M race, and Grandma was a little slow, okay? Well, I lost the first round. I said, Grandma, she won the first round. I said, Grandma, pull up here with me. Let's go up there first. And you red light, and that way I can buy back and we'll both go to the next round. I'll buy you back and we'll go to the next round. Right. Okay, no problem. So we pull up there along side by side. She leaves. I leave. She's 00. Dead on. Never look back. Whoop my butt big time, Old Bob got mad as heck, but that's just the way she was, when she left the start line, she didn't care where she's at until she got to the finish line.
Oh, that'd be my luck.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. The B&M series, I had a great time running it, and the Coalition, and the Carolina Coalition. They ought to have more races like that.
Is there any track on your list that you'd like, or like on a bucket list, like you'd like to go race at some point?
I'd like to go up to Ohio. I'm from Ohio.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna admit I'm a Yankee, but after 50 years down here, I can say I'm converted, and everything. But I'd like to go up there and run Gosh, can't even think of the name of the place now.
Norwalk.
Norwalk, yeah. You went up there, didn't you?
I went last year. I was kind of a bucket list for me. I'd never been, wanted to go, but
Yeah.
man, everything they say about that track, it's true, man. It's a
Yeah.
top-notch facility.
Yeah. I couldn't believe Dariana done Benson, you know. How nice a track that place is over there.
It
It's
is.
a great place to have bracket finals.
Yeah.
That's right. I've won 3 Race of Champions to add to that collection. You know, my other was. I got a Race of Champions at Carolina. I got one at Darlington, and I got one at Dariana. I try harder in them races than I do the regular race.
Didn't you just win? Didn't you win in Goliath? Was it a bracket race this last bracket finals?
I won the Race of Champions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is your are there any one guy that's your toughest competitor, or somebody that kind of gets up on the wheel? Do you got a name, or do you even want to tell it because they'll think they got something on you? Because you seem like the kind of guy you don't tell too much.
Jeff Taylor.
Oh,
I'm serious. Jeff will. He driving that old car, slow car. He's going down the track in that thing. You know, it's dialed 13 something.
Yeah.
Right? And he's driving down the track and he's yelling at himself, "Red light, Jim! Red light, Jim! Red light, Jim!" All the way down the track. And what do? I turned around red. You know.
Oh, Lord.
But we've had some really close runs with each other over the years. I've been racing him since the beginning, you know. And he's, matter of fact, him and his dad helped me get into racing. And I used to watch. I'd watch everybody. I watched Burrell. Burrell was, you know, with that throttle stop he had and the way he was running, coming around you 130 mile an hour and running 799, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That little air there when he had that little stutter box, that was one of the craziest. That rattled people's cages, boy.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah. So we tried that kind of stuff out too back in them days, you know. I'd made a chip out of television knobs. We had just the brightness and control on television knobs. I'd make chips out of them where you could plug them in and use them to strut. I mean, they're adjustable, so you could certain RPM, and I'd sell them for $10 a piece at the racetrack. Pay for my gas money.
Oh, Jill says true story.
Yeah. There he is. Yeah.
Well, I don't hear much about her nowadays, but used to when you'd hear Jim, it was always Jim and Martha. How's Martha doing? We got to talk about her a minute.
Yeah,
she was always with you and a supporter of you, and did she race at one time too, or
she won the ladies track championship down at Carolina Dragway.
Yeah.
But they would race. Well, she'd race when we go to Rockingham, you know, and I'd race one class and she'd race another. And we was there one time, and she runs a track champion. I don't remember what his name was, but he was track champion the previous year. She beat him. Well, they announced over the intercom that they had to have a rerun for some reason. I don't know why. So she goes back up there and beats him again. Well, he comes back to his pits and he gets a white towel out, and when she come by, he just waving the white towel. You know, but she used to race. That's what I liked about it. We go to Bristol, unhook the tow truck. She gets in the street race and wins the daggone thing, you know, on a Sunday. She loved to race, and right now she can't race. I wish she could. Her legs are giving out. Of course, you know, old age and everything. But she used to be really tough, and she hated when I try to tell her how to race. because I was kind of, a little, you screwed up, woman. Shut up, I know she's probably watching this. Yeah, okay. Jeff's asking if I ran out of gas in the water box, right? This was last year
Oh God.
at Union. I always make sure I got a full tank of fuel, right? Well, evidently it had been leaking since I filled it up. And I went around in the semifinals, 3 cars left, and I get in the water box and the dang thing runs out of gas. Yeah. Well, I had a hole in a rubber hose on it, and I had 20 gallons of gas in it, and I couldn't even smell it leaking or nothing. But that's what Jeff was talking about. If I ever run out of gas, that's the only time I ever run out of gas.
Seth Buff said Jim was on fire Sunday. You was on it, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was on Sunday. I couldn't do anything wrong Sunday. I run Matt Ward in the semis. I never beat him. Every time I ever run him, he beat me. And I had a perfect light on him, and he was 0-1 red, but he didn't have a chance anyways on that run. I hope he ain't watching. And then, and then Chad, I said, well, I didn't have a chance, but I didn't want to run Chad in the semis. So I shot up there first because Chad had been coming around back, in the same, and I got in the left lane, and because he'd been running the left lane all day long. And I was trying to stay away from you all day. And I tell you what, you can pull into the staging lanes the wrong time in the wrong place. And I wasn't going to do it. That's why I like either lane. It doesn't matter, when I come around, I like to see who's up there and see which lane I'm going to get in. It's not that I'm picking somebody out. It's just that I don't want to run them.
You'll catch them later. Yeah, you catch them later
until I have a little bit of practice, a few runs in.
I had that problem with Joey Dotson. I done switched to the right lane. If I had to go down the return road, I'll go around there and stay away from him right now.
Yeah.
He's got my number, baby.
Yeah.
But
I know we said this before the show, but I still blame Robbie Philbeck from Sunday. I mean, he just got through beating Jim in Sportsman finals, so Jim coming around there, and he wasn't going to lose twice in a row. So
yeah.
So we're gonna put the blame on Robbie.
Yeah, we'll blame it on Robbie. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
and that's a rough crowd over there at Shady Side. I mean, there's a lot of somebodies over there.
They are. I mean, I sit there and watch that foot brake bunch, and but a pro. I mean, I think somebody said that was Shark side. I just on the pro side. I mean, I had a 002 line. I think in second round, and I'm thinking, shoot, I might get a buy or something. But that'll that would get you nothing. I've been the other week in pro. The last time I was there, Hyatt pulled behind me, and he's like, I think he was triple O or something, and then he didn't even get the buy run. They had he thought they was gonna pull him out.
Yeah.
They had some other dude. And I'm like, just cause you got a triple O around here, you don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Seth and Zach and Bryson, the whole they've worked really well, and I mean, I the last couple of years with their program, so I'm glad to see people's coming out and supporting. And I mean, it's from surrounding tracks in the area. I mean, you got people coming down from Mooresville, Farmington, up from Ware Shoals, Greer. I said, I mean, but yeah, the competition has definitely ramped up the last few years there.
It sure has. And Union's about the same way as Shady Side.
Right.
I don't race that much at Greer, so I don't really know. I know you got your regulars over there that are tough as heck, but I know when I race at Union or Shady Side, you better have your stuff together. Where shows, it's about the same way. I lost the first points race. I lost the third or fourth round by 0001. You know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I've lost so many races in the last couple of years by 000 or 00. I mean, but they all used to go my way years ago. You know.
What's the rest of your gym? I mean, you just finally go run stuff and hit. I know you said something about maybe going up to Bristol for the WFC, but what's your plans besides that?
What's what? I'm sorry.
What's your plans besides that?
Other than that, I'm sticking close to home. I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna really go anywhere. Wear shows in Union and Shady Side and Greer. You know, I'll go to some of the Greer races where you can use the trans brake. But that's it. I don't really want to. I can't really travel a whole lot anymore.
I'm gonna tell you the racetracks really have stepped up. You can local race for pretty good money. You don't have to run up the road and you know, I don't have a motorhome myself, but I mean, you go to dragging motorhomes up the road or staying in motels and doing 3-day races and losing work. But you really can local race around, you know, and then you got the Union's got their little Friday night fights, and then Ware Shoals is doing this little 7-0 thing. I think that sound like they getting some decent money in that. Where I mean, you can mingle around this area and race you a couple nights a week and do pretty good. Then Shady Side, you know, they do the Friday, Saturday, Sundays from time to time, and but
I get in free at Ware Shoals this year, so from the track championship from last year. But Shady Side used to be my every Sunday racing place.
Yeah.
Every Sunday I'd be at Shady Side when Ronnie was still alive and everything. But it was some good racing and good people, you know. I'm gonna go to a track that treats me well. You know, I mean, I like to make friends. That's probably the main thing I race, because of the people that I race with. You know, if I need a part, I break a part and somebody else has got a fuel pump goes bad or something, somebody's going to bring you a fuel pump.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yep. Well, you got anybody you'd like to thank before we get off here, man? I tell you what, you've had a hell of a career, and how many? I mean, I think none of us control our health, but how far how far down the road do you see yourself? How old are you actually?
I'll be 79 next week.
May
the 15th.
15th. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Well, happy birthday. But I just naturally, nobody knows about your health, but how far down the road do you see you gonna be driving it to you?
If my sons can keep the car running and Larry keeps the money flowing, I'm saying that as kind of a joke, but anyway, Larry he owns the tow vehicle and the trailer and everything, you know. But I like to thank Larry Downs and my wife Martha, of course. You know, I mean, without her, none of it'd be possible. And Ryan and Drew and Austin, my grandson. If Austin didn't go with me, or it's hard to do it. I can get in and out of the car and I can race the car. I can't load it and unload it like I used to without taking maybe an hour or two, because I got to take breaks. I mean, you know, that's the only part I hate about getting older is you lose your energy. I don't lose the focus. As of right now, I still got the focus, and then when I lose the focus, I quit. And when it quits being fun, I quit. You know, it's just right now I'm having a great time at it, and you know, I just gonna go with the flow and see what happens. If I can stay away from that man right there till we get down into the money, then I'm gonna be happy as heck. I used to say that about Jay Norris.
Yeah.
Jay, you know, he was bad when he was, you know, but it's Chad. I can, you know, me and Chad's raced for what? We used to race the Carolina Dragway down, you know, and we've raced each other many times, you know, and it's always been a great run, you know, one way or the other. But as long as I can get in and out of the car and the boys are going to help keep it running and everything, I'm going to be there. I'm going to keep trying it.
For all those years, I always hear it right before me and Jim would run. Chad, be easy on me. I'm an old man.
Yeah.
And my response back to him, I'm gonna be as easy on you as you're gonna be on me, Jim.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure would.
Now I've enjoyed. You're a racing hero to me. I mean, I've told Rusty and Tom I'd love to have like you and Harold Galt and if Gary Burrell and some of those older guys like that. I'd love to set like a round table discussion. I mean, I can sit and talk about racing stories and hear y'all's stories for the rest of the night. But I really enjoyed you being on the show, and I've enjoyed our friendship over the years, and I hope we keep getting to race for many more years.
I appreciate it. My wife used to say we could write a book. All the stories of us going up and down the road for them years that we went and traveled around and everything. We should be millionaires right now because we could write a book and tell a lot of stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
Yes, sir. It's been an honor, man, really. And I don't think you realize how popular we've had a lot of great comments, and it's been a pleasure for you being on with us, and I wish you continued success. And thanks for being on here, man.
Thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Jim. Happy birthday.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Be good, buddy. Tell Mark hey.
Bye.
Bye. Well, man, that was pretty good.
Man, I could sit.
I could have talked. I got some more questions. I could have talked to probably another 30, 40 minutes, but he probably past his bedtime. He probably got to get in the bed.
A lot of people's chiming in there. I mean, I'm glad they enjoyed hearing the stories and stuff as much as I did as well. So.
Oh yeah. Well, what do we got going on this upcoming week? We just got we got our Greer points, got Ware Shoals points.
Got your test and tune Thursday night at Greer, Friday night at Ware Shoals. Looked on the schedule. Mooresville has a points race this Saturday as well. And I know Eddie Atwood and Whitesong's probably going down to South Carolina Motorplex for their points race down that way as well. So I want to go back one thing and give a quick shout out. Shout out to Dawson Pauley. I just mentioned him in the results. They've been traveling around with that 6-0 series. Him and Eddie, I think they've won about every race they've had so far. But Dawson did pick up the 6-0 win at Rockingham last weekend. So shout out.
Yeah, I seen that. That was that store. What's the guy putting on a race at Rockingham?
Yeah. Well, it's like, I think they're teamed up with that Carolina No Time series and stuff. So, I know Travis Harvey helps out with a lot of that stuff, but Stevie Settler, I think, is the one kind of heading up the 6-0 stuff with. So.
Yes, sir, man. We get a lot of praise tonight on that. Jim, I don't think Jim realizes how well thought of, and he's actually a celebrity.
That's why they call him the legend.
I mean, I'm telling you. But I think people like hearing them old stories. And thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. And
what do we need to keep moving forward?
All we need is a microphone. I need to find my closure here. A microphone and an opportunity. Opportunity. Here we go. We'll see you. Well, you gonna be you'll be there late Saturday, right?
If I get there, I'll be late. My oldest daughter graduates. I'll give a shout out to Lauren. She graduates college, so.
Oh, congratulations.
if I get there, it'll be late. Yes.
Yeah. Well, come on. We'll see you Saturday, man.
Good luck to everyone.
All right, be good. Take care.